Good morning and welcome to episode 27 of Garmin to smashing a PB at the London Marathon 2025 question mark. Yeah, what I'm basically doing is after I got given the place to run the London Marathon again by the fantastic charity SeeAbility, links down below, please donate as much as you can to them. I kind of wanted to do a bit of an experiment and all that lot. So basically the last 27 weeks, a little bit longer, I've been following my Garmin, and my Garmin is kind of punched in on what time I want to beat or want to get on my Garmin. So the watch knows, so it kind of gives me the activities to lead me there. And last week I revealed that time. We're getting closer now. Yeah? It's about 10 weeks to the London Marathon now. Yeah, 10-11 weeks. So basically, I'm trying to go for a sub 3 hours 30. That is huge for me. I've only ever done a 4:42, but I plodded that and that. So this time I want to attack it. You know what I mean? So with the Garmin, it's been doing all the different runs. My normal training for like marathons has just been plodding. But I've got intervals, I've got threshold, I've got tempos. I've got long runs, obviously, and all lots of bits, and I've bumped up my running 6 times a week if I can, and that, or generally. The watch has been a bit frustrating as it's trying to look after my well-being, but a lot of it is sleep orientated, which frustrates me a lot. But we are seeing the results. I've got 2 5k PBs, I've got a 10k PB, I got a half marathon PB, and they're kind of like on little like training runs. They're not necessarily conquering, like races or anything. They are just kind of, sometimes my my activity puts me in a position where it will give me a PB. So huge, it's fantastic. My Garmin predictor is about 3:48 or 3:46, I think. It's dipped a little bit. I've had the weekend off because I've been sick. So I've done no running, and since it's Monday today, I've done no running and since Thursday evening. So I've kind of lost 20 to 30 kilometers on my running for the last week. I'm not going to catch it up. That's not a problem. That's gone. And but it's also given my chance, hopefully, for my legs to recover a bit better. And that, although my system, basically I've been like a cold, and that, coughing, I've been bedridden really for the last 2 days, and that, so hopefully the body is recovering better now and all that lot, and then we can crack on today. It has kind of jumped around a little bit on the runs, and that, so as I mentioned last week, my run today was supposed to be a threshold, and then Wednesday was like 1 hour and 19 minutes, but they've swapped around. So just to get back into the swing of it again, I'm going to do that 1 hour 19 minutes run home, or to the convenient place, and I'm going to take it slowly because we're going to see how it goes. I already sneezed this morning and gave myself a nosebleed. So I'm not 100%. I'm not going to deny that, but I'm not waiting until the fully effects are gone. It's got to be careful. I understand that, but also keep going to the point. Well, that's the plan. If it changes, I'll let you know. So at the moment, my plan is just to kind of do a gentle jog home to the convenient place, and see how it goes. It's very cold and crisp this morning, so that's kind of played on my throat a little bit as well this morning already, and so we'll see. I've got a buff, so if I have to run with my buff up, then we'll see. But that's the thing. So you're all up to date. Hopefully this will be a good week, and I can get back to it. The sleep was okay. My HRV is coming back into it a little bit better. It's still out of balance a bit, but then that's inevitable. The last 3 days have been out because of the sickness, and that kind of shows that I have been sick, the HRV. So things like that. So yeah, we'll see how it goes. Really, there's not much I can do about it. Just keep, hopefully won't be too stressed at work, and then just keep a nice calm day, calm head, and try and enjoy a nice run home. And just know the signs. If it's too much, then I'll have to stop. That's fine. Then I'll catch a bus to another convenient place, and that's done. And that. So yeah, I'll keep you updated, and I'll catch you later. Good morning. It's Tuesday. So a little recap on yesterday's run, and that went really well actually. I was quite surprised. Obviously, I hadn't run for 3 days, and that with a cold, still kind of have it. The throat is bitterly cold and it really hurts the throat and that, but it seems to be away from my lungs, he says, so we carry on and that. So yeah, the run yesterday was 1 hour and 19 minutes. So I covered 13.64 kilometers, and that average heart rate was 143. So I'm very surprised at that. I thought it might be, a lot higher. But then obviously, yeah, the average heartbeat. But the more surprising thing is that the actual average pace, and that, which was 5:48 per kilometre, and that. So that's what I'm surprised about the heart rate. To me, that was quick. It was almost like my legs have been given a 3 days rest. They've all recovered very well, and they could do a lot quicker, a lot more. So yeah, that was really good to see, and that, but quite surprised. I thought, like I say, having the aftermath of the illness still, I thought that I might be, like a higher heart rate, which means I would have had to go slower to get my heart rate down. But no, I was really surprised. My first one was like 5:30 per kilometre when I just started, and I was like, all right, is my GPS wrong or something? And then the next one was like 5:35 or something, 5:40, and I was like, all right, this is something different. But like I said, fresh legs, I guess. I think Garmin's forgotten what it's like to train. Don't get me wrong, he's always telling me I got bad sleep. None so last night. Apparently less than 5 hours I slept. Yeah, rubbish, blah blah blah. Don't get me wrong, I did wake up in the middle of the night, and for some reason my brain just switched into gear of let's think of every ridiculous thing that we need to think about now that we don't need to think about now. So I basically lied there in my bed, telling myself to shut up, or telling my brain to shut up, shall we say. But it didn't really work, and then all of a sudden my alarm goes off. So I know I've had short enough sleep, or too much, not enough sleep, and that. But there's nothing I can do about that now. We just crack on with the day. My body battery's really low, 33. It started off for the day. That's insanely low. It tells me to kind of take it easy for the rest of the day. Blah 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 blah. I know what my work is. You know what I mean? It's ridiculous. So it's not going to happen. But we'll just go from there, get this day done, and we'll see what happens and that. But yeah, rest day, no running, so I'll catch you guys later. Good morning, Wednesday, another crisp freezing one. What is the running plan today then? Well, Garmin has stuck with a threshold for today. It has slightly gone down in like times and intensity over the week, I guess, but I'm not gonna lie, I'm still struggling getting over this cold, and I still have a kind of sore throat and a funny nose. So a bit of a shorter one this week, yeah. So it's going to be 36 minutes in total, and that. But it's a 10-minute warm up, 10-minute cool down either side as normal, and that. But then it's going to be 16 minutes at an intensity of 166 beats per minute. Normally it would be 166, but Garmin kind of detected a new lower heart rate, or a new maximum heart rate on the run on Monday, down to 181 now. Don't really know how accurate all that lot is, but you mean, so it's kind of dropped my zones a little bit now, so my base runs will be 138 instead of 140. So it's normally, I'm not really worried about those little kind of increments and that, but obviously if I'm running at 140 beats per minute now, that could put me in a zone 4 run instead of the zone 3 base run of 138. So that's where these little differences make a big difference in what looks like I'm running in the wrong zones. So, but that's basically the plan. I'm going to do it in the city centre alongside the swimming centre bit, so it's a bit flatter. Nice bit of running track, well, not running track, but it's a cycle route and all that lot. I've done runs there before. It's flatter, so that'd be a nice place to do that tempo run. It might even be a threshold. I can't actually remember the exact terminology of this run, but either way, that's what's going to happen. So not much to really write about, tell you about. Sleep's really kind of okay-ish, but having this cold has really kind of set my watch going in funny ways. My HRV is really out of the window, so the watch is saying I'm stressed and fatigued, but it's just my body trying to get over sickness, and I'm still sick, to a point, and but I'm okay to train, and tomorrow's going to be a long run. That's non-negotiable. Already set that aside. So Garmin has swapped about a bit, where my long run now has gone from Thursday to Sunday, but tomorrow is a big enough run. But what I'll do is I'll just swap those two runs around. That's simple. Again, the watch swapped it, so I'll swap it. So I'm not going to do the extended long run on the Sunday. It's going to do it on the Thursday, and then the Sunday run will be an hour and a half, which is what I'm supposed to do tomorrow. So I'm just swapping them back around again. So that's it. But I'll keep you all updated and all that lot as and when we do things. Have a good day. Oh, that hurt. Lungs are absolute burning now. My throat was burning. Still kind of getting over that. Incredibly tough threshold session there. So cold out there as well, so that doesn't kind of help breathing in, and that I just can't clear the throat. It's kind of like just something there, and and when I was running, it kind of felt like I'm breathing through, and like there's almost like clean film, like kind of plastic wrap or whatever, and that obviously is not, but yeah, so incredibly tough. And it's almost like I couldn't get the heart rate up to the 166 he wanted. I know, it was hovering around the 160, 161. And that, but I wasn't just spending all my time looking at the watch. I'm just trying to keep going as quick as I can. And that, or maintaining that in very difficult circumstances. But really pleased with that though. 16 minutes, like the 10-minute warm-up is fine, and the 10-minute cool-down is fine. I'm not worried about the stats on that. But the stats on the 16-minute session, like threshold, actually covered 3.49 kilometers, so just under 3.5, on an average of 4 minutes 45 per kilometer. So the first kilometer was 4 minutes 22 seconds. Then the second one was 4 minutes 39, and then the third one was 4:41, and then the 490 meters on the third one was 4 minutes 39 again. So copying the second kilometre. So all in all, I mean, I'm really pleased with that, how kind of close they are in the end. I know that the first one was, I mean, a good, amount quicker, and then obviously the second was slower, and then the third one was even slower, but only by 2 seconds. So I'm really happy with that. Like I said, very difficult conditions or circumstances, really. I need to get this gone, and that this sickness thing. I thought I kind of had it. I thought it was gone, and I mean, really rested up over the weekend. But there's something lingering, and it's really frustrating because I can't stop this training. I mean, the training's got to go on and things like that. So frustration's kicking in there now. I mean, if it's not Garmin, it's illnesses and that. So I'm gonna go home now, rest up. Long run tomorrow, so hopefully some good sleep. And that my HRV needs to really get back into the correct positioning, but that's not going to happen until the illness is gone. So I'm not sure. Just got to keep up the natural remedy and all that lot, which is just it's ridiculous, but it's it just makes the challenge a bit harder, eh? So yeah, I'll catch you guys later. So Thursday, I decided to do the long run because it had swapped around a couple of times from a Thursday to the Sunday, and Sunday back to Thursday, and then Thursday back to Sunday. So the plan was a 2.5 hour long run, but I kind of thought I want to hit 30k, so that's kind of what I did, knowing it will probably shunt out a few of my other runs a bit later, but in my head, all I was doing was swapping the long run on the Sunday to doing it on the Thursday. So then the 1 hour 30 run that I was going to do on the Thursday would be on the Sunday. And that's how I think part of the plans I need to keep doing now. I mean, getting the overall week view of what the runs are and then change them accordingly, because I'll go on afterwards. It wipes me out for the training readiness after this long run of 30k. So just under 18.5 kilometres in. Just going around Festplatz now. So I managed to get into Centrum. Bitterly cold day again. It's freezing cold. And obviously the lake's completely frozen there. And that, but we're just going to hook around a little bit and then get onto another little loop, basically going back towards home. And yeah, so the time is 1 hour 50 minutes, and that's so yeah, 18.5 kilometres. That's good, I'm happy with that. Today's not about time records, about getting the distance done today, so let's keep cracking on. Good morning, and now the bitterly cold has gone into snowy conditions again. It's actually Saturday now. Life's gone and it kind of got in the way on a few bits, so this is like the first time I managed to get a video since the long run on Thursday. Basically I got straight home from that and then had to get straight out to pick up the kids and deal with all of that, and then life is life. So yeah. So what do we do then, or what's been happening then? So Thursday long run, I loved it. I mean, it was so cold though, but I loved it. 30 kilometers, and that we did 3 hours and 3 minutes. And that so I mean that worked out to 606 per kilometer. It was nice, it was good. I mean, like, the whole day wasn't about records or times and such like that, but it was all about getting the distance done. 147 beats per minute. We're a little bit higher than I wanted, but then that's going to be the natural progression going up and all that lot anyway. And it's a hilly course, I keep saying that. I mean, basically I went out from where I live into like the city centre, around the city centre, and then back home again. So as much as I'm going downhill in sections, I'm going back uphill in other sections coming when you do the return loop and that. So really pleased with that though, and how that was. I mean, I fueled it right. Normally I don't take a fuel until like I don't know, maybe 15 kilometers in or something like that. But the strategy for the marathon will be one every half an hour, and that, so, which I kind of normally do, but I start later, and I guess my body gets tired before I start, so, you know, taking in the gel, you know, the fuel. So I've done that. So, I mean, it seems a bit strange taking a gel at kind of like 5k in, but I've stocked up on these gels I'm going to be using. I'm going to use the precision hydration ones. They seem to work for me, and that I don't kind of swallow the whole thing in one go. I kind of take bits and bits and like then let it go, like, you know, gradually down and that. So if people are struggling with some gels, maybe that's something to look into, how you actually take that gel. There's nothing saying you can't take that gel over a period of minutes whilst it's in your hand and you're kind of going, you know what I mean? So you just squeeze it a little bit and take it in. So that's how I started doing these. And yeah, I think these gels are really good. I'm really enjoying these. Luckily I can get them in Norway now, because looking on the websites before, I couldn't get them in Norway. So I have actually kind of got them at my mum and dad's before when I went in the summer, just to try them out. And now there's a company over in Norway that does it, so it's perfect. So that's my fueling every half an hour, and I took a caffeine one after 1.5 hours just to kind of get focus. You mean they say the caffeine ones, you mean, I don't want to take too many of them, but if you take, you know, one or whatever, it kind of obviously gives you the energy in that, but it also helps with your focus a little bit, and that to keep you going. So that's basically what I did. Really enjoyed it. I mean, yes, my legs felt that they had done a long run. I'm not going to deny that, but it's good. Took me up to 50 kilometers for the week so far. So then we hit Friday. My daughter had been sick from school, so like I said, I actually had to pick her straight up from school on the Thursday, or at her mum's actually, after school on the Thursday. I didn't realise that she'd gone home early, and then so Friday she was too sick to go to school, and so she kind of shared my bed. So she was, too unwell, so took her into my bed and that. So I didn't sleep very well, but I didn't think I would anyway, because of how that long run kind of affects you, I guess. So then there was no run yesterday. He gave me a rest day yesterday, and to be honest, I took it. And that, we know how much the watch changes me around anyway, and that, so it took me on a rest day. So, but that's fine, because my plan this week is to get 70 kilometers in for the week, which means I've got 20 kilometers left. So the plan, was still viable from yesterday. It was an hour and a half run, and then a half an hour run during these last 2 days, Saturday and Sunday. I went to bed last night trying to fully recharge, and my training readiness is 1. Still absolutely useless. I'm still getting over a cold. I say I'm still getting over a cold. I probably still have a cold. It's not going anywhere. I'm coughing and I can't shift what I need to shift. So my HRV is just shot to pieces. So my body kind of feels really run down, apparently, according to the watch. So I went to sleep, and it said poor. I slept just over 8 hours. It was like over 8 and something hours, and it's poor. And I was, come on, please. So he's giving me another rest day, but I can't. You know what I mean? So the plan now is, and I'm not going to run in this weather. You know what I mean? Out here, the idea was to run home after work, but I think now is another time to use that treadmill. So I'm going to go home after work and do a 5k on the treadmill today, and then we'll do a 15k tomorrow. A 15k run on Sunday. And that, the watch doesn't want me to do that as such, but it will get me where I need to be for the week, and my training is still up to scratch. So basically that's you guys up to date on what's going on. So I'll let you know after these runs then. Okay, I'll catch you later. Have a good start to your weekend. Hello there. So Sunday morning now. I did the run yesterday on the treadmill. As you can see, I'm dressed again to go and do another run, and I'll do this on the treadmill as well.
still a bit icy outside, so I'm not really wanting to go out. I mean, I'm still trying to get this cold shifted. You know what I mean, it's kind of here, the cold, really. When I cough, I can't get enough oomph to clear it, and so I don't really understand what's all happening there. But a lot of sickness is going around or whatever. But I mean, as much as it's hampering my running, it still allows me to run. I mean, obviously, all my data is, my health stats are just blown out off the charts. It's crazy. You mean, like I said on another video, Garmin kind of needs a sick button. Actually press when you're sick to kind of let it understand a little bit, because I'm not excessively fatigued. It's just that my body is fighting something and all that lot. So, now my training readiness has gone up to 23. So that helped last night. Although my HRV is still very off the charts low and all that lot. Obviously, my training is low optimal now, because it's kind of, I've not done so much really, you know what I mean? I did 6k yesterday, and I'm gonna get onto that in a minute. And then obviously the 30k run did knock it all out. Don't get me wrong. So we're up to 56 at the moment, 56 and a half. So the plan, is to tally that up and get it going. But yesterday's run, so what I did was 1 to 5k normal. Try to kind of keep it a steady thing. On my machine, it's like 10. 10 kilometers an hour. Although sometimes the watch doesn't quite connect up with how the treadmill is or whatever, so it kind of gets a little bit out. And so basically I did the first 5k normal heart rate. It did go up a little bit, but that's kind of understandable. It's very different running on a treadmill to running outside. Your pace differs very much going outside. Plus, you've got cool breeze and things like that. In here, I don't have that. I probably need to set up a fan or something next to my treadmill to maybe give me some cooling down system, or maybe help in the long run. But yeah, so I did the first normal, 5k and all of that lot. Nice, just gentle and that. But then I kind of wanted to oomph it up a little bit. And then I did 1 kilometer at marathon pace. Bearing in mind, when I tried it on the machine before, the calibration wasn't quite there, but I'm looking to run at 5 kilometers 5 minutes per kilometer. So, the official time would be 4 minutes 59. But so I'm looking at to do 5 minutes per kilometer. So I did that for 1 kilometer, and on my machine, basically it's 13 kilometers an hour. But when I've tried that before, when I did it at 13, it was too slow. So I jumped up to 13.2 yesterday, and yeah, I don't know if I can do this. But it did work out that it was actually 4 minutes 45 per kilometer in that. So it is quicker than I need to be. Flat, so you are putting the effort in and all of that lot. So hopefully there'll be some undulating bits that would help me in the actual bit, but I'm not so worried. And so the data on that run is a little bit different, because you can't really take the high rate, the average heart rate, because my heart rate's rocketed up when I was doing this last kilometer. And so I'm not so worried about that. I know when I was doing my run, it was stuck in the right parameters, so I'm happy with that. So it took the average speed of the whole run to 5 minutes 58, which is obviously going to be wrong, because I did 1 kilometer, pretty swifty, you know what I mean? So, the data on the general run, I'm not worried about, but it was more the specifics in the certain bits. The 5k block was good, and I'm happy with all of that lot. And then obviously this 1k block, it was tough. So I still need to work on that. Maybe I need to do some runs outside on race day tempo, I guess. And that might be better for me anyway. But that is going to come along. I've got some ideas for the training blocks, like especially for long runs and things like that. I can put it into blocks, and 5k easy, 5k race, 5k easy, 5k race, and things like that. So I can look into doing runs like that. So, But now, you mean today, was it Garmin's put me on a base run, 38 minutes I think it is, which is kind of been shifted along, and that, you mean, and I've also lost my, I lost like an hour. It's supposed to be an hour and a half run earlier, and that, so because I didn't do the run yesterday. So basically what I'm not doing is knocking it all on myself again. So before the plan changed, it was going to be a half an hour run one of these days, and then it was going to be an hour and a half run one of these days. So I'm basically doing that. You know what I mean? I might swap it around a little bit because that suits life. So yeah, I don't need to do an hour and a half today, but I'm going to look at knocking up my bit for 70k basically for the week. That's my goal. So I only need 13 and a half. I'll do that. I mean, just a gentle one on the treadmill. We're not going crazy. There won't be no quick race pace in this. It's going to be just designed to get the distance, not the time or tempo and things like that. So do that, and then I can finish off the rest of the video and then get that all edited and set up so you guys can watch it all. So yeah, I'll see you guys in a bit. So that's it. The run was done on the treadmill. I'll save you the horribleness. You know what I mean? I don't look pretty after a run on a treadmill. Very hot and sweaty, and that's so obviously I've showered, refreshed, and starting the recovery process really. And that. So what did I do? And that, well, I kind of miscalculated a little bit on the length of the run for the week, and that. So basically, I did 12.68 kilometers. It took me 1 hour and 20 minutes, and I just cut off on that, using up a time of like 6.19 minutes per kilometer. And but the average heart rate was 140, which was nice. I wanted to keep it really, low or basically on the bit. I know my plan was supposed to be today just a 38-minute run, and that. But like I said in the earlier video before the run, I wanted to kind of just do what the run was kind of said before. It all kind of changed a bit. You know what I mean? I have only done 5 runs this week. And that, but I've done a grand total of 69.2 kilometers. That's where I've kind of messed up a little bit. I should have done 800 meters more. But I'm not going to cry over 800 meters. Hitting up to a 70k week when I'm still not feeling fresh, 100%. So it's another springboard now, so we can progress on that. I guess the mileage that I'm looking at this week will be again 70 kilometers, and that. But it'll probably be spread out over 3 runs and that. But like I said, we'll see how that goes. I did enjoy. My runs this week. I know that the threshold was very tough, but that's because I can't shift something here and that. But I know. It's going to help me get there. It was 5 runs this week because I kind of overdid it on the long run, so it says. Next week it's got me on a 2 hour 19. Is that going to stick? I doubt it. Because I got an anaerobic 1 hour 10 minutes the day before. So, but I would probably, whatever happens on the Thursday next week, it'll be a long run. I'll do that. It'll be after work. I'll do a long run there. But I don't want to go too much into next week's activities on this week's video. But I think you guys have seen it now, how it does change. And I know because of my sickness, it's changing a lot still all the time anyway. So I want to try and maintain the running efforts, but I need to get better as well. So... and that, but a long run, I can. If I can knock out a long run and maybe knock out one run from that, then like similarly this week, then we'll do it. But what I don't want is for Garmin to kind of say that, oh yeah, you should be doing a 2 hour 30-minute run at some point during the week, and then punishes me because I do it, or slightly longer. It was crazy. It tried to give me 2 days off and blah, blah, blah. But then obviously my health stats have been absolutely shot to pieces due to this sickness. So, and that's really hampered my recovery in the way your body recovers. So I do understand that to a point, but we are building up to main peak marathon training, so I can't jeopardize that now. You mean what I'm planning is huge and ambitious, and I'm still a bit worried about that pace anyway. So we'll just see it from there. So we'll call that a wrap, really. I mean, like I say, 69.2. I don't do that in any of my other marathon training plans, so it is huge for me. And another increase, another step up. I'm really proud of how it's all going, and really hoping that it's going to push me on and get me to that goal of sub 3 hours 30 as we keep going for chasing that goal. And that, so I mean, if you can, please look in the descriptions, click on the SeeAbility link, and that, and give this fantastic charity that's given me this chance a little donation. That'd be much appreciated. Thank you. And I would like to say now, flights and accommodation are booked in the UK. That comes out of all my own expenses. So like I say, when you click onto the link for donations, nothing goes to me, it's to the charity, and which is absolutely perfect. And that, so but yeah, flights are booked. My kids are coming with me, so hopefully they'll be cheering me on at the right places. And that, I have told them that there's a big focus on getting the time. So I might not be stopping as such to give them a kiss and a cuddle like I did last year, which was an amazing feeling. The whole event and that. And so then the reason why I want the kids there is to kind of, get them feel proud, and that, it makes me feel proud, and gives me goosebumps, and that's, knowing that they're there watching and seeing such an amazing achievement being done, and all that lot. So, at the end of the day, I know I'm going to smash my PB, but we are aiming to smash the PB. So, the amount of work I put in has been so much more than what I've ever done before, and that's perfect. That's how it's gonna drive me on to do this. So like I said, please donate if you can. Check out my Instagram, Neil a Dad That Runs. That's where I post daily on what Garmin says that I should be doing, and I post the outcomes as well. And that, please click like and subscribe. Tell your friends. Let's kind of grow and all this lot. I enjoy talking about running, so if any other people want to hear about it, send them this way then, eh? So really kind of looking forward to all things London now. Just hope this snowy weather disappears quite quick, and we'll get back to running outside again. But it's been great being able to get back onto the treadmill again. So again, it's paid for what I needed it to do, so it's perfect. And that, so yeah, I hope you all have a great week. Just enjoy yourselves, and I'll catch you guys soon. Cheers.